Hi, welcome to Randall's Log Video 126, and I'm Randall Armstrong. Today's date is Sunday, May 7th, 2017. However, this video is for Saturday, May 6th. Why am I doing Saturday's video on Sunday? Well, it's a good question. I'm going to make this video short because I need to go and do video 127 right after this. Let me start with how the day went. It was Free Comic Book Day. It was awesome. First time ever I went to Yancy Street Comics, the main location, which is out in Port Richey. It's like a 30-mile drive or something like that, you know. It took like an hour, a little over an hour, depending on traffic, with traffic. But I made it out there. It's cool. There are comic shops in the mall. And, I had parked next to a Dillard's. I followed the whole GPS. And so I walked through the Dillard's. And as soon as I walked through the Dillard's to go through, like, the main hallways, it was just crowds of people. I mean, we had, like, tables set up. It looked like a mini convention. It was pretty cool. Bart Sears was there. Chuck Dixon was there. Who else? Quite a few people were there. It's pretty awesome. Joseph Michael Linsner was there. Buddy of mine, Martin Dunn, he was there. He had his table set up. It was cool. It was cool. Like, went there, went into the store, bought some back issues, tried to pick up some Free Comic Book Day stuff. Frank asked me to pick up a couple books for him. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of those books in stock. I imagine there was like probably, because I didn't get there till like 11, a little after 11, and I didn't start looking for books until right around between 11:30 and 12. But yeah, there must have been way more people right as they opened, and I missed it. But it's okay. Frank understands. I'm wearing my CBCF shirt that I had made. Posted that in the previous video, showing off the shirt. This was what I was wearing yesterday. When I was hoping to get more pictures and more stuff done, but not quite as much. Things really never turn out the way you want them to, you can only just hope for the best. But yeah, so anyways, did a walk around, got like a selfie with Chuck Dixon, bought one of his books, got him to sign my book on how to write comics, adding more signatures from writers that I like. I can't wait for I cannot wait for MegaCon, because there's going to be at least between 3 and 5 writers that I'm going to definitely want signing that book. I can't wait. But yeah, that was about it. I mean, I actually spent the majority of the time talking to Martin and hanging out by his table, and actually, and there was a couple people that were there too. Julio was there, Matthew Kaiser and Annie, yeah, it's Annie Kaiser. They were both there, so it was great running into them. Who else? An old face from back when I used to work at Demolition Comics, Frank, who asked me not to say what his last name is. He's staying off the grid. Frank Off the Grid is how we will refer to him. But it was great running into him. I hadn't seen him in years. But we were talking and joking around, and it's funny too, because we were like talking so much to the point where, like, at one point, like, Chuck Dixon, and I saw him like walking around us, and he was like looking at some of the figures. We were like in the aisle of a couple, like an aisle of figures, and but yeah, just joking, catching up. I was doing like a little live video that I posted on CBCF of the whole what was going on there for Free Comic Book Day. Elliot Fernandez was there. How can I forget Elliot? Yeah, it was just cool. It was cool. I think I left there right around 2:30. Left straight from there to go to Uncanny Heroes. Um, that was like almost an hour and a half drive. There were like multiple brush fires in the area, and it was like I would drive from one area, smoke, fire, then I'd drive to another area, smoke, fire. It was ridiculous. I mean, like there was so much smoke. That means that there were a bunch of fires. It was crazy. I even took a video of one fire that was kind of happening pretty close by on I-75 as I was driving to Uncanny Heroes. But yeah, so I made it there, and I missed the voice of Space Ghost. He was there. I missed him. Justin Peterson was there. Martin even gave me a book to give to Justin Peterson. So I had to let Martin know and remind him, like, hey, by the time I got there, Justin was already gone. So if I see him again, I'll make sure to get him that book. But yeah, I mean, we just hung out there. Marco was already there. Brian had picked up Marco and dropped him off over there, and he'd hung out there for a while, and he was trying to wait for me, but I didn't make it there in time. So, Brian, if you're watching, sorry, buddy. But no, it was great, man. It was from everything that they were describing to me. The turnout was great. Ivan was there. I actually ran into Dino and Travis because the Agents of Slabs were there at the Yancy Street for Free Comic Book Day, and then Ivan was over at Uncanny Heroes, taking pictures and getting stuff set up so they can promote. But yeah, it was a great turnout. It was cool just talking comics, joking around, and I ended up buying books there as well. I must have spent maybe a total of $150 that day. Like $80 over at Yancy, and then like $70 over at Uncanny Heroes. But yeah, afterwards we went out to dinner. It was Mr. Savage. It was Clark Leslie, me, and Marco. We ended up going to Winghouse. This is where it gets good, or technically for me bad. We went to Winghouse. Winghouse sounded awesome. I ended up getting a steak and cheese sandwich, but I also got a appetizer, and I got the steak and cheese bites. That's probably where I made my mistake. I'm convinced that last night I got food poisoning. I was super ill. It was really bad. I mean, like, this was the worst. I almost went to the hospital. The food, I guess, wasn't digesting. I don't want to get into too many details, but the one detail I guess I will break down and mention, since I don't have a lot of people watching. I had I was violently vomiting. Like, it started off like just a regular like throw up, but then it just, each time I threw up, it was like worse and worse, like stronger, and like ugh, like it was bad. I will say that after I did do that, I felt better, but I had like a pain in my stomach. Like, I did everything I tried to do to just let it pass. I figured maybe it was just gas, and I had trouble, and it could have been a combination of that, but I really think a lot of it had to do with the food that I was eating. But as soon as I threw up, that's when I immediately felt better. I really did. But I was dealing with that pain since midnight. On my way taking Marco back home after dinner. Well, actually, we went back to the store first and hung out for like a quick minute. Tried to use the bathroom. I did use the bathroom, and then when we were done, they closed up shop. Me and Marco jumped into the car, and it was from that point when I got into the car and I was driving Marco home. It's like when it really just started to like manifest. That's a good word. And the pain was there, but it wasn't too bad. but that pain just got worse and worse and worse through the whole entire evening, and to the point where it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's when everything just, you know, um, took some medicine after the whole episode, and just like rested and laid in bed. Like my mom was pretty worried. She told me, she's like, how, she was like, why didn't you wake me up? And I'm like, I just thought it would go away. I did not. Um, like I was so close to like calling 911. I was like so close to like I need to go to the hospital. Like that's how bad it was. But thankfully, you know, everything calmed down. I feel a lot better now. So I had an awesome day, but it ended badly. You know. But yeah, that's it. That's how Saturday turned out. So stay tuned for the next episode, which should be a short episode as well, um, of what I did today, Sunday. So good night. Bye. Thanks for watching.